a minute. Trying to get things like I'm making sure it's not freezing on me like I did the last time. All right, my name is Kenneth Bird, and this is Cardboard PC Kingdom, where we build PC cases out of cardboard. I haven't been on here in a while because I've been working on some other stuff. All right, so what do cardboard PCs look like? Pretty much, I've seen ones that were basically inside of an actual cardboard box. I've seen them in PC boxes. I've seen them in pizza boxes. I've seen them even in a shoe box. So, most people think of when you build a PC out of cardboard, that probably looks horrible. They probably think that way. But I like to build my PCs out of cardboard because, again, you can use your imagination and you can build it any way you choose. That's what I like about building out of cardboard. Hold on for a minute. I'm trying to get things situated behind me. Get you where you need to be at. Get you where you need to be at. It's way too much. I don't know what that here. All right, cool. Tripping over stuff and everything. So yeah, it allows you to build your PC any way you want to. So I got several ones that I'm working on and several ones that I'm just about done with. Not done with, I'm still working on those too. But actually a little bit more farther along than the ones we have over here. So this one over here is going to be my Cyberpunk PC that I'm working on. So working on the artwork with that. This one over here is the Icebox, which I'm still working on that. I just installed my fans today. Just got these. Ben had these fans, but I had to get some kind of cable piece to get everything to link up. And I got a chance to color paint my power supply, change out the fan color, which one's perfectly fine. Customize buttons, all that good stuff. Still working on this one. This is the Icebox. Even got little ice cubes that it sits on. This is the party box. This all lights up. This is all glow-in-the-dark materials right here. I'm working on new fans in the back. I want to put more high-speed RPM fans in the back. This one over here, I don't know what I'm going to call this thing. I don't want to call it the Dr. Seuss or whatever, because it kind of looks like the Doctor, something out of Dr. Seuss. But this is another one we put together. Very easy build right here. Things wired in. You got to make sure you have ports that go from here to here that connect everything. Make sure you got your motherboard case screws in there. I like this one in the back. This one has a cool design for the back. I like this one over here. Let me show you. I'm not tripping over Taco's toys 24/7. This one has a nice setup for the back. Look how it's an ice freeze cardboard design. All this is made out of cardboard. All the funnels, all that, all made out of cardboard. That's one of my other babies right there. Got a whole bunch in there that I'm working on. Put this one back over here so I can grab my other one. And all these are designed to run my power supply, liquid cooling system, which is a liquid cooling system right there. It sits on top of that. I always put dual fans in all my liquid cooling systems. It speeds up the process of cooling the gel that go with the water that basically hits your CPU. Keeps it nice and cool. Since I know those are high powered, man, this is gonna be a great job when we set this one up. So that one's right over there. Also too, it has a port on the side for an 80mm fan, so we can draw air out of there, because it has to be air that has to come out of here somehow. If there's air pushing out, it has to go somewhere. So that's what those ports are for right there. In the back, let's see, we got a nice fan system right there. Supports inside to make sure the box is not sink downward. And that's for this one over here, this build. I like the colors in this one. The colors in this one are pretty cool. Let's go back over here. This is one I'm still working on. This one, it's more of a jungle scene kind of setup. We built a plants. I got to get back to building my plants. All my plants are all made out of cardboard. This plant was completely made all out of cardboard. We even built a man-eating plant. I forgot the name I gave this guy. This is the man-eating plant we're going to have over there. all these have themes. The themes behind this is some kind of nuclear jungle. All the cardboard's made out of cardboard. There's basically the tank that was carrying the water that was basically keeping these plants refreshed, but somehow it got contaminated with radiation, and then it developed these interesting plants. So all this, the whole vegetation system, is all going to be constructed out of cardboard. As you can see, we have our rusted materials, and also too, you can see we have our case screws. Anytime we want, these are cases already done. All I have to do is just install my parts and I'm done. Liquid cooling system here, power supply here. These are ports should be able to run anything about it needs the motherboard here. Let's go around to the back of this. We also have our own little vent system. We have here the port air out from the liquid cooling system from here. Nice little corrosion look to it. Nice little balcony system right there. And yes, the top comes off of that if we want to. This is used for caulking. Caulking is your best friend. Caulking gives it detail. And on top of that, using a dry brush kind of paintwork design to it, or actually use a dry brush, gives it a kind of a rustic kind of look to it. And yes, we made our own colors. We made a kind of an old green with it. So that's one of the other ones I'm working on right there. A man-eating plant. All the flowers and everything are made out of cardboard. You know, the designs of doing it, I showed some of these off. There's an art place that does artwork. They want to put some of the PCs in for showpieces. For PC cardboard art. That's what they want to call it. They want to give me a little corner where I can basically set up my PC artwork and put it on display. Which is pretty cool. It's going to be awesome. That'll give me a chance to make our PC cases, or we can make that out of cardboard like that over there. We can turn that into a screen, put a projector on it and everything. That'd be pretty cool. So we'll see what happens with that. But a friend of mine saw it and he said, you know, you could turn that into an art exhibit because it's different. It's interesting. A little copper line and all that right there. You know, you want to design things that are different, that are outside the box, stuff that no one else has. That's what I like about building my own cases. This is another case that I built. I like those cases that have the kind of crazy slant to them. So this one I actually designed the cardboard to have a little bit of a slant here. Fits inside the case. My motherboard fits in here. Fans fit on the side of that. Liquid cooling goes here. This will allow me to drop my liquid cooling system right here on top of here and to port my air out through the other side. Right here, it allows me to run all my, from the power supply. Power supply fits here on the corner. All the cables and wires come from here, connect to there. And this is going to be the Gundam. Kind of has kind of a Gundam design to it. Going to get these little micro Gundams on top of it. Give it kind of a cool design to it. So I'm trying to figure out how we're going to artwork this. This is also too double plated with cardboard, so that way it doesn't fold or fall apart. This is my other one. Put that right there. Let's get another one. I have the arcade unit. I'm definitely going to put together the arcade machines. I got to put them together. I've been putting it off and putting it off, and I know I'm going to put the arcade machines together. I'll get to it. Definitely get to it. Pretty big case though. This is the arcade. Get my. I have to come in here now and just. I'm gonna do this today. I'm gonna take all my parts out of here before I forget how to put it together. Because literally, I'm gonna figure out how to put this together. I'm gonna get all these out and start building my arcade cases now. These are the cases done. So I'll work on that. That's actually parts to build an arcade case. See, you build your own little arcade cases out of cardboard, but I've been so busy I literally forgot about it. But I think I'm gonna sit down and get that done. A lot of parts. So this one is going to have older PC parts. We don't need anything expensive in it. It's going to have older PC parts because it's going to be designed just for retro games. It's going to be a retro Pi here also too. The storefront window actually has the flex system in it. So basically we can hook a little projector up in here and we can basically play arcade games out through here. That's a kind of a monster design, little ripple here. We're going to have run LED lights in here out here. Up top, gave it kind of a roof look to it, like the ends are coming up on the roof. And we used stickers to make it look like, you know, how people paint over a tarp roof. Give it that kind of bumpy look to it. There's our cases right here for our motherboard case screws. It's a micro ATX board. We have a sign in the front displaying the gaming store. On the side of it, we've got a nice little billboard out here. We're going to put a light over top this. It's going to shine down here on top of that. I don't know what we're going to put up here for some kind of advertising. We can print all that out with the printer or advertising for that. Inside we had to do a bit of a drywall kind of design in here. I'm going to get some of that old retro carpet, the kind of carpet they use at Blockbuster. I'm going to build a mini arcade inside of this PC that's designed to look like a arcade store, and we're going to put a RetroPie in screen right there when I get time to do it. So a billboard system I put right there. We have our arcade systems here, here, and here. Raise the floor up, have lights all running through here, the whole 9 yards. So yeah, this is another project we're working on. Mind all the other crazy stuff I'm working on right now. But this helps me because, again, when I have times where I'm stressing out on the PC because of the work, or where I'm basically waiting for stuff, this fills in the time I have. I can work on this next, and I start working on this stuff. So I go back and forth, waiting for stuff to get here, stuff like that. So it keeps me occupied. And this isn't part of a mind. Like I said, I want to basically start designing dedicated gaming screens and stuff like that. So having this platform right here pretty much pushes that. All right, so let's put that over there. This is going to be involving around my gaming screen paint technology I'm working on. Let's put that over there. Where can I put this back? Okay. Gotta get rid of it. There's a lot on the way to build, but I don't have the room right now until I get my warehouse space. When I get my warehouse space, I'll be able to do more. I want to do a Luigi Mansion, stuff like that, with the ghosts and stuff. I want to do one of them. The Ninja Turtle one I wanted to build. There's a whole bunch of them I want to design. A Scrooge McDuck that actually has a real bank in it. I can't build those yet. Not until we get some things out of the way first. Once I get this thing finished in here, this project. Oh, you freaked me out, man. I'm looking down, I just see this big object just walking past my legs. I'm like, what the freak is that? Taco. Ferocious Tacosaurus Rex, that's what it is. Ferocious Tacosaurus Rex. This is what we're going to build to use the trays with. I still got to finish that. This is a PC box I'm working on learning how to make curves in my cases. Got a buddy teaching me that online. It's not a case, but it's actually one of the sculptures I started on because I do basically cardboard sculptures. Had these fans sitting on my desk and I couldn't figure out what to do with them. So I decided to design this kind of clock tower fan system, nuclear reactor, which has a nice little storyline behind it about these robots that were cast out into this desert wasteland, and Meanwhile, this beautiful city of Newtopia has a dark hidden secret. Everybody thinks they have this state-of-the-art power supply system when it actually runs off of this. And they got these robots they put out there, the ones that they retired. Instead of scrapping them, they run this whole entire system. But in the process of these robots being out here, they started their own community. And thus they live with one another. And every so once in a while, just to stick it to the humans, they shut the power off. But yeah, that's where reactor system blew up. Got a nice little paint job to this. Got bent, twisted metal, corrosion. Yep. Oh, that's going to dark pink paint there, by the way. Put that right there. You're going to put together some of those arcades. We're definitely going to do that. I put that off for too long. This right here is a toy water gun. I'm going to convert this into something that looks like off a, what's that called? Fallout? Yeah, I'm going to make it like a Fallout gun. It's easy to do. A lot of wiring and stuff like that, but it's pretty fun to do. I'll do that later on. I do that kind of stuff on my off time. I got this idea to build this, and I found these trays over here, over in Family Dollar. That right there is an ice kingdom. It's got the little ice cave here. And there. Gonna run my entire PC. Fans up top, liquid cooling system inside, frost, everything down like it's actually glaciered and ice. And we even got a dinosaur coming here too. That's gonna be like it's stuck in ice, UFO, stuff like that. Weird stuff in there that's got frozen in ice. And we're gonna put those panels here on the side. Now, how are you gonna be to see those with the panels inside? Cameras. Find these little small micro cameras are gonna be inside of here that's gonna project onto a screen out here. Yep. Always doing something crazy outside the box. It's one of the smaller ones we developed right there. This one is called Decay. This one took time to put together. All of them took time, but this one is so interesting. This is one of the most interesting cases I've built. Besides that one, that's the other one. This one took a ton of detail artwork to give it that old-fashioned decay look to it, that rust to it. A lot of painting, dry brush painting to get that corrosion look just right to age it. It's all cardboard. These are toilet paper rolls that you get, dispensers. So how you get this rusted look to it like this. Take a piece of tape, put it over top of your cardboard box and rip it off. That's how you get that look to it. You gotta to brush it in where it's lighter here, but it's darker here. Oops. Which one column just came out on us? Running out of power. There we go. We have a case that fits inside. Runs a micro ATX board. Over top, liquid cooling system runs up here. Pushes the cables down there. All this will be intertwined with all kinds of vines, overgrown plant life. Over here we have our capsule unit. The lid does come off. Has a nice little corroded look inside to it. Where's that light reflection coming from? Oh, over there. Nice piping system here. Bounces back down here. Comes down there. Comes through here. Connects right into the motherboard. This one also to another corroded pipe that shoots from here all the way back up here. This is the one that has vegetation growth all over it. Nice little art design here. Give it a more realistic kind of corrosion look. Hey, how you doing, buddy? This is my buddy right there. Trying to get a couple more of him and a dozen more of his friends. He's a little big, you know why? Radiation. Some people are like, you got a big thing for radiation. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I like the apocalypse nuclear age. I like that. I'm a big fan of that. Power supply sits here. So the power supply sits here. Power supply, all the cables and stuff come through here, which we're going to need extenders for them to drop down to the motherboard down there. That's where that's going to need it at. Got an age look here. And this requires a lot of detail, a lot of painting, just to get that. The thing about it is when it comes down to using the caulking, because this is what you're going to be using. This is your magic right here. This is your caulking. That's going to give you all this detail. That's what it's going to give you. That's going to give you all that. When you paint this, you want to paint the brush paint, dry brush it, so you're just basically hitting the edges, the ridges. That's basically about it. You blend all that in, you get that nice looking copper look to it. Now I had to mix my own paints to get my own copper because I couldn't find what I wanted. This is going to have a detail, vegetation growth all through it, all around it, wrapped around the wires and cables and all that stuff. And the switch unit I'm going to be using for this is going to be that remote control nuclear power switch. I'm going to be using that. This is very easy to do. Get the rust look. Bring your brush down. Torn old cardboard. Give it that more real rusted look. And I'm going to be doing that with a lot of corrosion. We still got the corrosion artwork to do in here. So the corrosion artwork is 3 different blends of color to get that to push off. If your cardboard starts to buckle and separate, leave it. It comes off much better that way. It gives it a more aged look to it if you let it basically buckle a little bit. And rip off the outer shell of the cardboard, exposing the other layer, gives it a nice look to it. Yep, pretty soon this will be done. This is going to be done with a white and brown light display and a little bit of nuclear radiation green in it, just a little bit in different areas. Yep. Look how big this guy got. It's going to be a bit of a fallout, a mixture of fallout and a mixture of Bioshock. A little steampunk combined. Here's the port right there. A lot of green moss too. Definitely got to put some green moss in there. But yep. We built the entire thing all out of cardboard and just everyday parts. Plastic 32-ounce container, toilet paper roll dispenser. That's it. That's it. Now, why would I go buy a PC case for? Why? There you go. Don't have to. That's the whole purpose of being able. This is the next stage of modifications when you build. Now, you no longer are tied to the case anymore. You can evolve outside the case and go way beyond that. That's the whole purpose of it all. Of modifications. Now, those people you see building those cases are those weird designs. They are way past. They're in the next realm when it comes to basic PC modifications. All right, people. Hope you enjoyed. I got to go. Of course, always, we got to thank our Lord. Imagine, there was a day in my life that I didn't even know what any of this stuff did. At all, period. You couldn't even tell me how to build this stuff. I didn't know at all. I had to pray for this. I asked the Lord for this blessing. I didn't know anything about this. I never thought that I would ever be standing here today saying I built this stuff. Never thought that would ever happen in a million years. And here I am. Yep. God taught me all this. God taught me all this. All right, gotta go. God bless.